spectacular crash. And remarkably, this is the first time in 14 years that Jan Habig has crashed out of a rally. After 12 stages, Leroy Poulter and Alvin Coetzee lead Johnny Gemmell and Drew Starrick by just 7.3 seconds. Mark Renier up into 6th position overall ahead of Charles Wilken and Mohamed Musa. Stage 13, Olifants Geraamte East. It's a repeat of stage 6. That's right next door in the same area. 11.51 kilometers of challenging gravel as well. Johnny Gemmell, 2nd overall, smarting at the fact that he's behind his rookie teammate. 7.3 seconds to make up on Poulter. And is he going to be able to do that?
Well, Gemmell is certainly hurting from that mistake he made by overshooting. It's really costing him now with it getting down to the final stages.
And it's a remarkable situation after KwaZulu-Natal where they were nowhere. Toyota has taken control of this event. It's going to be a 2-horse race from here on in.
Well, quite fitting, really, because they were looking for their 100th win as well. It looks like we could have a 1 and 2 here.
Leroy Poulter, maiden rally leader. He's never been in a position like this. He's got 7.3 seconds in hand over his teammate. Will he crack under pressure?
Well, I wouldn't blame him if he did. I mean, he's got a much more experienced teammate in Gemmell. But anyway, he's into his 10th rally. He's got a new navigator. He's doing really well.
Bergenvecken in 3rd position overall, but he's moving slowly. There's a problem with that car. He moved into a podium position into the stage, but there is a serious problem with that car. He cannot seem to find gears or anything, so that's dropping way down the order. Now Rothenbach, 4th overall, coming into the stage.
So he bumped deep into Max Crest. And 120 open 6 right plus.
On board, Rautenbach and Klinger, and there is Vecken, as we mentioned earlier on. 52 seconds is all he needs, and they have 3rd.
Damso coming in 5th overall, and obviously moving up to 4th after this stage, thanks to Vecken's problem. This is Mark Renier, currently in 6th position overall. And he is really on it, still flying as fast as he possibly can. The pace that this car is showing today bodes well for the future, if only he didn't have that problem yesterday.
200 down. Easy, dip 70 up. All the way to the top, right 7, no touch at the top there.
Mohamed Musa in 8th position overall. Obviously, everybody who were behind Vecken will end up this stage in a higher position overall. This is Nicholas Ryan and Jeff Tyra in 9th position now, moving into the top 10.
Car 7 team Sasol, John Williams, Cooper's Frey having a great stage, chasing Laddergun for 11th.
Renier takes the stage victory from Williams, Gemmell and Poulter. Time to service, so let's catch up.
Achen, what's up? What's the problem?
It looks like the prop shaft pulled out of the gearbox, and because of the diffs, we couldn't go fast. It was just slipping. It's almost like when your clutch is slipping. So we couldn't get speed, and we only had front-wheel drive. So we lost a lot of time. We lost about 4 minutes.
Obviously, Yanni having a bit of bad luck there. But it's a really, really rough stage with the jumps. I mean, they're a lot worse than yesterday. We were lucky to come out of it as well, you know. But yeah, Johnny's there, keeping the pressure on me, and we'll have to see the next 2.
Charles, in a rally of attrition, perseverance certainly seems to be the name of the game.
Yeah, lucky for me. We were a bit slow in this rally, and it seems we are picking up some positions towards the end here, so it worked out better than I thought.
And how's it all feeling in the car today?
No, we're just trying to get it to the end and, you know, get some points.
Today the car's coming to me, starting to become a lot more confident with it. And the car's actually very nice to drive. But obviously we're not at the limits, but I can see our time's improving all the time. So hopefully it will be there sometime.
Stage 14, we're back at Hendriksdal for a repeat of stage 10. So it's 13.6 kilometers on the gravel. And the story is the 2-horse race between the Toyotas up front. Will there be team orders or will they be allowed to race each other? First up, Johnny Gemmell, 2nd behind his teammate Leroy Poulter by 6.6 seconds. And there's no question that this man is pushing as hard as he possibly can. With only 2 more gravel stages to go, is this distance enough for him? And he is going to set the benchmark time in this stage of 8 minutes 56.3 seconds. Now, Leroy Poulter, does he want to stretch that lead? Is he going to drive conservatively? 6.6 seconds. Remember the gap between him and teammate Johnny Gemmell. This is the view from the cockpit. And quite clearly the conditions much rougher now than earlier today. Remember that the entire field has already gone through this stage once. They're doing it a second time now.
Yeah, most of the machines are getting really hammered, not just the machines, but the drivers themselves.
Poulter just cannot afford to give away any time to his teammate in this stage. Pushing as hard as he can, and incredibly it is in an exact tie to the 10th of a second between him and Gemmell.
There were problems for Fecken, losing about 4 minutes. They've repaired the car, back on pace right now, but it brings them down to 11th. I think their rally shot.
Rottenbach in third position now, quite safe at this point. So he's taking it easy, trying to follow up his victory in KwaZulu-Natal with at least a podium position. But the way this rally is going, anything is still possible. Damso in fourth overall. This man has been quiet and quietly picking up the places. Wilken in sixth place. In the Basil Reed Bizub Ford Fiesta.
In spite of all the problems for Marc Ronier, he has been setting incredible stage times all along.
Moved up into fifth position past Wilken in the previous stage. Musa now in seventh overall. We go on board with him.
Bad jump, bridge, minus, and 50 up. Turn left 9, it's a plus. Yeah, left 9, yeah. See 250.
Nick Ryan and Jeff Tyrer currently in eighth overall. And Hein Latergan now into the top 10. But he would lose a position as Hergen Fecken goes into seventh at the end of the stage. John Williams, ninth into the stage, but for the same reason drops to 10th at the end of stage 14. And Enzo Kuhn still flying. He's now up to 13th overall coming into the stage and setting some very, very good times. Du Plessis in 16th. So Gemmell and Poulter tie the stage. De Villiers a very good third place in stage 14 ahead of Damso. Stage 15 now, a repeat of stage 11 of this morning, 17.72 kilometers of gravel. It's the final gravel stage of the Sasol Rally 2011. Battle between the Castrol Toyota teammates still rages on. Johnny Gemmell is now 6.6 seconds behind Poulter. And this is the final opportunity for him to try and close that gap. He sets the benchmark time in the stage of 10 minutes 54.1 seconds.
Castrol Toyota, Poulter and Coetzee, the Aurus holding up very well. It's been 14 stages, Hendrik, a bruising punishment of man, woman and machine.
And they are still flying as fast as they possibly can. And they go faster than their teammates by a full second in that stage. Fecken, seventh overall now, but 20 seconds to catch up on Charles Wilken. And he sets the second fastest time on this stage.
G Fuels, Reitenbach and Klinger still holding on to third. A lot of work still ahead of them.
And they would go fourth fastest in this stage. Driving for the podium, I reckon, at this point. On board with JP Damso and Carolyn Swan in fourth position overall, having done a solid run over 2 days. No mistakes that we could pick up.
You know, this Runnex really has performed over this entire weekend.
Working very hard. You still see the difficult conditions that they have to cope with. JP Damso, a man of lots of experience in these conditions.
Car 24, Marc Ronier, Robin Houghton, Team Sasol making ground on Damso and Swan. He will go on to win this stage and remain fifth overall.
Enzo Kuhn still in 13th position overall going into stage 15, but he goes into 12th past Kalkberger. So Cornier takes the stage by 6.6 seconds from Fecken. Poulter stretches his lead over Gemmell. In the FIA African Rally Championship Round 2 classification, Rothenbach leads Berger by 12.5 minutes with White and Archnall in third.
In the Junior Championship Super 16s, Christoph and Celeste Snyders lead up first in class and 19th overall. Craig Trott, Robbie Coetzee and the Toyota Runex in second, and Clint Weston, Sean Fisser in third.
Stage 16 in the Kanyamazane township outside of Nelspruit. 0.94 kilometers of tar action ahead of us. It's the second time around that this stage has been run. It's become very popular amongst the residents, and here's why. Traditional final stage of the Sasol Rally at the Nelspruit Showgrounds, and as usual, a huge crowd welcoming the competitors.
So the final stage 17, Poulter leads by 8.3 seconds with half a kilometre to go. It's going to be a Castrol 1-2, Poulter over Gemmell, or is there a twist?
Poulter and Albin Coetzee take their debut national victory from Castrol teammates Johnny Gemmell and Drew Sturrock, with Conrad Rotenbach in third position. Solid sixth for Charles Wilken and Godrich. Warren Musa in eighth, and Heinrich Latergam finishes in the top 10.
Congratulations, a fantastic one there.
I don't know, I'm just smiling now all the time. And I mean, we knew we were good, but we didn't think we had a win in the bag. And the day just really went our way. And I must think, thanks to Alvin and the team, really did a really great job, and thank you.
Fantastic, and it was really after the demise of Habik on that stage in his role. It was an inter-team battle, and you just took it from there.
Yeah, look, I definitely, we knew Johnny was fast in the morning, but it seemed like we could match him in the afternoon, which I tried to, and we wanted to win as much as him, I'm sure.
Fantastic. Now, Aveen, this looked like a very busy rally for someone on the notes. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was very, very busy. We struggled there. It's every call is, if you're late, you're late. And luckily, we didn't make any mistakes. And Leroy is a very, very great driver. So thank you to Leroy as well. Thank you to Toyota and Castrol. It was an awesome rally. It's our first, so hopefully our first of many.
So how was that last loop of stages for you?
Yeah, pretty good. We started off nicely this morning. We got into the lead, and then following stage 15, we had a little overshoot and what have you, so we lost some time there, and then we dropped to fourth, caught up a little bit, so we're pretty happy with second.
We were fifth this morning, and it was not ideal for us. We had a bit of a battle on the first day, but we changed the car a bit, and we pushed quite hard in the morning, and I think we won a stage, and then the feeling came back, but we had a big gap to make. But then the guys up front had problems, so we were a bit fortunate, and yeah, ended up on the podium, so it's good.
Finally, the rains came down just as the podium ceremony started. With Poulter celebrating his first overall national victory and only his 10th national. And Rotenbach remains in the lead of the championship ahead of JP Damso now by 11 points, and just 1 point further back is Johnny Gemmell. As far as the co-drivers are concerned, Carolyn Swam 2 points ahead of Pierre Arns. And Toyota are celebrating their 100th national championship victory. Volkswagen still leads the manufacturer's standings by 24 over Toyota, Ford in a very tight third. Celebrations at the end of the 20th Sasol Rally. The 20th edition of the Sasol Rally was proudly brought to you